Hi everyone, it's Julie from Yummy Men and Kick-Ass Chicks, and welcome to the October 7th edition of This Week Next Week. Now I have a big balloon for you this week. It's awesome. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. The example on YouTube that I saw, it was red, but I didn't have enough red, so I made it lime green. And originally I was thinking it looks kind of weird, but then it's like, well, Halloween is at the end of the month. It actually kind of looks like a monster kind of thing in the lime green. So, keep telling myself that. I'm going to stop thinking it's kind of weird and start thinking it's pretty cool. Now, this one came from the same Spanish balloon twister that I saw on YouTube there, same guy did the Pink Panther and the giant octopus, and he's fantastic. And I'm discovering that even though he's Spanish and I don't understand Spanish, he's very good at using his hands to show you like four bubbles and twist and shows, and so thank goodness for that, because that means I can actually follow some of the trickier ones. So let me show this guy to you. I think I might name him Fred. It looks like a Fred. Anyways, here's my giant ant. Woo! Isn't he amazing? Yeah, it is long. He's bigger than my son, but see, he could be like this creepy monster thing. Okay, so that's my giant ant Fred. Jason last week took Pink Panther to work on Friday, and apparently he was a huge hit. So that's what we're going to start doing with my giant balloons, because otherwise they just sit here, and then they eventually, like in a week or two, they just kind of wilt, and then the kids end up popping them, because I let them. They like it. The daycare kids, one of their favorite things to do is to pop the balloons, but unfortunately now with the 12-month-old or 13-month-old now, yeah, they're it's a little dangerous to have deflated balloons. So, no, Jason brings them to work and then gives them away to someone. It's a great idea. So yeah, so that's where Fred's going tomorrow. Going to see Jason's office. Anyways, I think he's fantastic. I'm really proud of him. And he was tricky, but he wasn't overly difficult, so that's great. Now I'm gonna move forward. Yeah, look at that. That worked good. Okay. Books. Today I posted Bad Boys Do by Victoria Dahl. Really cute contemporary romance. And I read that a while ago. But this week I read Aaron McCarthy's Slow Ride. I didn't mention it last week that I was crossing my fingers with this one because the last book was frustrating. Well, it was cute. It was cute. It's amazing how the first two books in the series had such a, I don't even know what to call it. The story had such depth, and the characters, and there was so much more to it. They were fantastic. Like I don't know if I mentioned, but I even sent my book, I think it was the first one, or was it the second? Anyways, one of the first two, to Erin herself to get it signed, because it was just amazing. So fans of contemporary romance, if you haven't read the first and second book of the Fast Track series, definitely check them out. And then the third got a little bit fluffier, I guess would be the way to say it. The fourth, too, not bad. Nothing wrong with that, because sometimes you don't want a heavy, like, end of the world kind of book. But it's just comparing to the first two, they're so different. And you can't really put your finger on why or how come. Is it the issue that dealt with? Like the first two were quite some serious issues, but anyways, I have no idea. This was adorable. I did find that Tuesday, the heroine, she loses her father, and she starts turning to alcohol, and I found that almost a little forced. And all of a sudden, I want to drink. It's like, what, really? Okay, so maybe that's how, it's supposed to happen, or usually happens, whatever, but anyways. Blah, 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 blah. It was cute. I'm going to be posting this sometime next week. My reviews will be all over the place next week, because I have read some shorter books and some other books, and I'm ahead in my reading and all that kind of stuff. So I am actually going to be posting my Monday question, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday will all be reviews. I'm not going to be able to do anything else, because otherwise I will never get to post these reviews. And a couple of them are from publishers, and some are from authors, and one of them is just a book that I picked up because I reserved a spot in there so I can actually pick my own book to read and not just books that I get from others. So Yeah, 4 reviews. Because, yeah, otherwise they will not be posted until, like, December. And I may as well just post them. How about not screw myself over by doing that? But I looked at my schedule, and I think that's the best way to do it. But anyways, yeah, so Slow Ride, maybe Friday. I haven't really decided the order yet. But Darkest Surrender is going to be posting on Tuesday for sure. It was good. Again, something kind of missing, but can't put my finger on it, but I still gave it 4 stars. It's still awesome. I love Strider. Oh, Strider. Can't wait to see more of him. Assuming he'll show up in the other books. Although this is kind of like the typical paranormal romance kind of series where you see a lot of the hero up until his own book and then they kind of filter back. They're still there. I find Gina Showalter does a really good job at that. Like, she still mentions all the characters and brings them in, and even if it's just 1 or 2 seconds, or lines, I should say, it's not a TV show, you still get a good idea of what's going on with everyone else, so that's good. That's really cool, because that's so annoying when you, like, fall in love with a character, and then, done. Your book is done, you're no longer important. It's really annoying. So she does a good job for that. But I hope that he doesn't fall too far. I thought he was going to keep going with Paris, because he was supposed to, but at the very end, he's told not to go. So I don't know if he'll listen, but we'll see. So that's posting Tuesday. And then I also will be posting my review for Gun Shy by Celeste Delaney. Really, really short story, but fun. Fun. Like the rock star big guy and then the high school principal. And she doesn't know who he is and they hook up. And Cupid's involved. Like, Cupid has been banished from the heavens, or not the heavens, or whatever, wherever he is, because there's not enough love in the world, so it looks like he's being too preoccupied with other things and not paying attention to his job. So Zeus says, okay, you go until I'm satisfied that there's enough love back in the world. And so he has to, it's a series, but there'll be different authors involved. And yeah, I'll be learning more about that part of it, and it'll be all written in my review. But it's a really neat idea. So basically it's all going to be how every book will focus on a new couple that Cupid sort of has his hand in hooking up. And it's a hot book. And Celeste Delaney does a really good job with characters. Like, even though her stories are very short, her characters are quite well developed, and you tend to connect with them. Again, even though they have like 59 pages, I think it was, according to my Kobo. So that's posting next week. My review for Stormwalker by Allison James, finally posting next week. And that's when Darkest Surrender, Slow Ride, Gun Shy, Stormwalker. That's it. That's 4. So not sure what day again, but that's definitely the 4 that are posting. And my Monday question, which I don't know. It's a question that came to mind when I was reading Darkest Surrender. So you have to read to find out and answer. I love it. I love when people answer the Monday question. You get so many different opinions and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. All right, right now, I am reading Shadowed Soul by Stacey Kennedy, another really short little book. This one, he's immortal, he drinks blood. I don't think he's a vampire. It's not really clear what he is, but the leading lady has recently broken up with her cheating bastard of a boyfriend and is really hurt her, and he feels like it feeds his soul to help women get past that and to remember how awesome they are. And apparently they do that by having lots and lots of dirty, dirty sex. So it's a hot book, and it's so far. I've just started it, which is why I'm not really clear as to what's going on. Like, just started, but really cute. And that review will, I don't know, I think a couple weeks from now. I think next week I'm pretty booked out. I mean, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. After that, I'm supposed to be, I don't know how I'm actually kind of ahead. I'm never ahead in my reading, but since the summer I am. I've shuffled things around and I'm still ahead. So the next books that I'm due to review are all books that I'm getting from publishers. All of them, pretty much until mid-November, or end of November. And the next one isn't actually supposed to arrive until next Tuesday. Nope, that's not true. The Tuesday after that. So I've got lots of time. So that means I can probably sneak in a couple books in there that I actually have in my book closet. Finally, Jason get off my case that, I could probably find you a book or two laying around that you might have. Oh, I'd love to tally all the money that you have. It's like, ugh, stop it. You don't get it. You don't look at the money. Books. They're wonderful. It doesn't matter if they're just sitting there. Stop talking. Now I've got a whole bunch to choose from I picked up. I recently read reviews. I know the last book came out. People are liking it. I was reading Christy's review of this one, and she thought it was phenomenal. It's funny because when I decided on Stormwalker, it was in my head, it was between this one and Stormwalker, and I chose Stormwalker, and I rated it 3 stars. I think I was expecting a little more from it. Then I read Christy's review, and it's all like, oh my god, this is the best book ever! I'm like, crumb. Maybe I should have chosen this one. So this is a strong contender. And then, of course, I have, like, Ill Wind by Rachel Kane. There's Personal Demons, Stacey Kane. There's, like, Rachel Vincent Stray. These are all first in series that I've heard good things about. And then there's this one, which I may actually read just for fun, because I have never read a Harlequin, like a tiny little Harlequin book before. And the titles, of course, say, this is something I'd love to ask the authors. Who titles the books for them? And if it's them, is it a prerequisite to come up with cutesy, fluffy titles? You know what I mean? Maybe I'll do a post on that. Yeah. Anyways, one day we were at Chapters, and we're walking by, and Jason always kind of snickers at these, and I'm like, you know what? I've never read one. Pick one for me. And at the time, there weren't too many that were ridiculous. So he chose Emma Darcy's Wife in Public. And that was a while ago, and I haven't read it yet. And again, this is going to be a short, quick read, but I'm curious about these. I know a lot of people read these Harlequins and think they're fantastic. Why not? They're easy to read. They're simple love stories, from what I've heard. There's nothing overly complicated. Of course, some are more like romantic suspense and stuff, but why not? So I'm probably actually going to read that one along with one of the others, or two, or depending on the time. I also have, because I've been reading the shorter stories, there's my phone. I'll call back. Because I've been reading the shorter stories, I haven't been writing my reviews because I haven't been inspired. So that means that I have 4 reviews to write. Bad. I have to write them because otherwise I'm going to stop. Anyways, things aren't going to make sense in my reviews because they're going to be all over the place. So anyways, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Weekend. I have a pretty exciting weekend coming up. I'm writing 4 reviews, and it's a long weekend here in Canada. It's our Thanksgiving. Monday is officially Thanksgiving, but most people celebrate on Sunday. So I'll be going to my hometown for like a ham and potatoes and that kind of thing meal. And I'm actually already going to be in my hometown because I'm going there Saturday. And my daughter, my mom, and my aunt and I are going to Ottawa to see Cirque du Soleil. We'll be seeing the Michael Jackson one, Immortal Tour or something. I should have checked up on it. But all I know is it has the Michael Jackson music and Cirque du Soleil. I've seen Cirque du Soleil once before, one of their more traditional shows, and they were just like amazing. And this was years ago that I saw them, so I'm really excited to see them again. First experience my daughter's going to have with that. And she's not very flexible or anything like that, but they have the imagination that, look, I'm a gymnast, and especially when the Olympics were on, so I think she's going to love to see that. Hopefully it won't mean that she's going to want to run away with the circus, because that's something like, you know what, you follow all of your dreams, but not that one, because she's 6, so I guess it's actually a little old for her to get started in that, but anyways, I might be worrying for nothing. She has a very active imagination, so I'm anticipating it. Maybe she's more going to want me to do a costume for her or something that'll look like one of those, probably swing that. And but Monday I am going into Ottawa, not for Thanksgiving anything, but because I have a balloon twisting gig. I think this is cute. My mother-in-law helped set it up, and there's going to be 11 people there, but only 2 kids. Everyone else are grown-ups. So basically I'll be twisting the balloons primarily for the grown-ups. So I came up with I chose 13 or so balloons. I'll give extras to the boys to twist, and I'll things that that as I'm twisting, they have to guess what I'm making. But it's going to be some that have like 2 or 3 balloons, so they'll be a little trickier. Anyway, so that's I think what I'm going to do for them, and then I'll pass it out to them. So they'll all leave with a balloon too. How cute is that? But who doesn't like a balloon? Like, look at this face. How can you not like him? Yeah, I'm not making that one. But anyways, so that's my weekend. Pretty packed. Plus my son finally is getting a big boy bed. I'm assuming it's next week, so we have to take out the baby furniture and put in the big boy furniture and sort of arrange it to make room for when the delivery guys come with the new bed. So lots to do. Busy, busy. So whatever you guys are planning for the weekend, I hope you have a safe and happy one. And happy Thanksgiving to all the Canadians out there. And I'll see you all next week. I thought tomorrow.